The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
And good morning to you. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Butch Jeopardy here with you, Bob Morgan. Monday morning, it is the 13th day of May. We appreciate you waking up and tuning in with the Big Dog. World famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Birchford in Blackshear. Also brought to you by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup, along with Murphy Builder Supply in downtown Jesup, and by the Wolf Animal Hospital, located on West Cherry Street in Jesup. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Got your 2017 SEC football Georgia T-shirt on there?
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Yes, sirree.
I had enough of Carolina this weekend. I had to go watch my niece graduate from Carolina.
So you were in...
Got the grand tour of the South Carolina campus, the Horseshoe. Did you know they've got the world's largest fire hydrant in South Carolina?
No, I did not know they had the world fire...
That was
You must have some mighty big dogs down there.
But that was
what? That's just a showpiece is what that is? Is there a reason for them to have a big old fire hydrant like that?
There's a history behind it, but I'm not sure.
Oh, there is a history behind it. You didn't read the little plaque on there, Bob?
There wasn't a plaque.
There wasn't a plaque about the history of it?
I just went by and took a picture of it. So
That is a big fire hydrant right there. Is it a working fire hydrant?
I don't believe
I don't think so.
I don't believe it's a working fire hydrant. I had a good time. I said 3 of my 4 sisters were there. My niece graduated from University of South Carolina this weekend, so I had to go up there for
God, it just seems like yesterday she started there.
I know.
She graduated already?
Graduated already, yeah.
Jeez. What kind of degree did she get?
She graduated in psychology, but she's going to get a PA degree. So, but she graduates this year from South Carolina. My other niece graduates next year from William and Mary, and then my nephew will graduate from high school the year after that. So I got 3 graduations in a row.
Oh, Uncle Bob will be going to graduation ceremonies.
But I had a good time. My nephew's, he's one of the quarterbacks on his varsity football team this year. So he was telling me all about that. I was telling him, he's one play away from being the starter. So be prepared. My sister, of course, is nervous. Very nervous
because he's going to be out there playing.
Yeah, she doesn't like seeing her son get hit. I said, well, you're in the wrong sport. He's in the wrong sport if you don't like that.
That's right. But I'm sure he'll have a good time.
He keeps getting taller and bigger, so but it's going to be interesting. But it was a nice day for the graduation. I forgot that girl that got in the Uber in South Carolina, she was a senior, so that was kind of the sad part of the ceremony. They had a table and a chair with her cap and gown on the seat. Her parents were there. She was a senior in South Carolina this year, or would have graduated with that class. So I forgot. I knew that girl was from South Carolina, but didn't realize she was a senior getting ready to graduate. So that was kind of the sad part of the ceremony.
Yeah.
And Felicia Rashad got an honorary degree there. She was there, Miss Cosby.
Oh.
I kept joking, I'm going to go down there and see if she visited Bill Cosby.
You go visit it on Sundays?
I was just
some cookies?
I was just curious, But she was the honorary graduate at the ceremony. So
what for? Did she?
For entertainment arts.
Oh, okay.
For all her years of being in entertainment.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I don't know if she graduated from there or not.
Where did they hold the ceremonies there?
At the place where they play the basketball.
Oh,
games
okay.
In the
basketball.
Yeah, in the auditorium or in the.
Do they divide graduation now?
In the gymnasium. I'm sorry, the gymnasium.
I don't think it don't seem like it'd be big enough for the entire college or university.
It was big enough. I mean, they had over 2,000. I mean, it took forever to read the names.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their name individually read, but they just walk across stage, shake their hand.
Yeah, because Georgia Southern had their graduation ceremonies, and of course it's at Paulson Stadium. They had 2,000 graduates, and that's just the Georgia Southern campus. Of course, they had graduation over in Savannah at the campus over there. So that is just amazing.
It's the first time I've been on the campus. Like I said, the football stadium's off the campus.
It's off the campus.
William Rice Stadium. They got a place called the Horseshoe, which is very beautiful. On campus, just a lot of old buildings, and they call it the horseshoe. It's shaped in a horseshoe.
Okay. All right. So kind of like George's
old campus,
right. Downtown, old campus downtown, or Sweetheart Circle. I think that's what they call it, Georgia Southern.
Then we went to a restaurant called Top of Carolina. That was pretty interesting. It was a rotating restaurant where you just, you're 18 stories high. You get to see the whole city of Columbia, and you just rotate around.
Well, slowly but surely you rotate, so you get that 360 view, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty good. Had a good meal up there, so
good.
Had a good time.
Good. Did you wear your Georgia red up there?
No, I didn't. I did not.
I didn't want to have that battle, did you?
No, didn't want to get in all that. So
okay.
Just wore a blue shirt.
Had to be nice. Yeah, you had to be nice. This was your niece's graduation.
Graduation
now,
ceremony.
Where does she go to next? She's going to stay there to advance her degree, or go somewhere else?
She doesn't know yet. She's applied to 3 different places, so she could be back at Columbia. That's what she's hoping, I think. So.
What did you say she's going to get her master's in?
She's going to get a PA degree. She wants to be a physician.
Oh, she wants to be a PA. Okay. Well, that's good. Good. The medical field's a great way to go. Yeah. Job security, good money.
That's where she wants to go.
Yeah. So. Well, that's great.
She did good.
She did good.
Good trip. So.
Now, she's the niece of the ones from Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the nephew that's going to graduate high school next year? That's
2 years. He's going to be a junior this year.
Junior year this year.
But he's the backup quarterback on the varsity team this year.
He's the one that's been giving you a hard time through the years with Georgia and Florida, right?
Right. He still wants to go to Florida. That's what he says.
He does?
And he toured there a couple months ago down there in Gainesville. He's a diehard Gator.
He is. No doubt about that. He's been true blue and orange for all these years.
His father's brainwashed him ever since he was a young child. So. But he's a Gator. But I told her, here's what I told him. I said, we got, our family's got the whole SEC, my sister's LSU Tiger. We got the Dogs covered. Now we got the Carolina Gamecock. I told him, you need to just go to Alabama. So we got the whole SEC.
Just get all those schools in there, huh?
Right, just go to Alabama. So, but he's a good kid. So I wish him well. Like I said, just hope he stays healthy. I told my sister, I said, injuries are part of the sport, so be careful.
Yeah. Well, Boys to Men, a group that is a rap pop group, is going to be at Wild Adventures this coming Saturday, May 18th, and we're going to be giving away Wild Adventure passes all week long. Now, you don't have to go to the concert, but you can enjoy the park all day long on the 18th or the 19th, because it expires on the 19th. But Boys to Men, they were a very popular group back in the 90s, weren't they?
Right.
Yeah.
They're still very popular. Yeah. They just had a cameo in a movie.
Did they?
I can't remember what movie it was. Yeah.
Should it be Men to Old Geezers now?
They still got a good sound. Boys to Men.
Yeah, they had a great sound. So we're going to be giving away those passes a little bit later on this morning here on Big Dog Country Radio 105.5 FM. But as I mentioned, even if you want to go to see Boys and Men, that's great. They'll be at 8 o'clock Saturday night. If you just want to go enjoy the park all day Saturday or on Sunday, you can do that also. Up to you.
Yeah, the scrimmage this Friday. Coach Cribb will be here tomorrow to talk more about it on the Butch and Bob Show. So he's our guest lined up for tomorrow. So we'll have the athletic director, head football coach, give us the lay of the land for this Friday up in Douglas. But
lay of the land.
I think we play at half, and then we sit out a half, and then we play at the final half. I think we play Brooks first, sit out, and play Coffee final. So.
Full 11-11?
Yeah, it's a full scrimmage, just like a football game. But we're going to play, instead of playing one team for the whole scrimmage, we're going to play 2 different teams, play Brooks County and Coffee County.
Okay. Now, today we began our cash can clues, and they're different this time, Bob. They're rhymes and riddles instead of just, the ground is brown, the grass is green, the sky is blue, Well, we decided to make it a little more interesting this time. So our clues are rhymes and riddles. Now, this one time, Bob, we do the clues at 7:10, at 12:50, at 3:06, and at 5:50. We do it 4 times a day, just in case the person's listening. It's the same clue 4 times a day. But this one time, I'm going to do it right now just to explain what we're doing, okay? All right. Here was this morning's clue that Jonathan read at 7:10. Cash can clues are riddles and rhymes. Each one has a nugget every time. Figure them out and choose the right road. That will lead you to the mother lode. Now, in every single rhyme or riddle that you will hear, there will be something in there that will lead you to the cash can. But you got to figure it out, Bob. You got to use that gray matter.
Well, I figured out because I'm not eligible. So
I know. When I said you, I mean you in general.
And again, no, I do not know where it's at, because I get that every time we have it. People are convinced that I tell them the only person who knows where it's at is the person who hit it, and that's Matt. Matt's in charge of all that, so he's the only one who knows where it's at.
Well, actually, Matt and I did it yesterday, and I'm the one that's writing the clues.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm the one that's writing the clues. So those, and then of course Matt was out here at 2:00. We were having major transmitter problems yesterday afternoon and last night, and then we got the guy who actually designed and built our transmitter. He's coming in today around 1:00. And he's going to completely give us an overhaul. He's going to do an overhaul on our transmitter, WIFO FM transmitter, because it's a sick puppy right now, Bob. It's a sick puppy. Yeah.
It's that time of year, a lot of storms, a lot of lightning.
Matt last night would get one problem fixed, and it would lead to another problem. You know how it is? You fix something, then something else messes up, and then something else messes up, and so he finally, he was on the phone with the designer of the transmitter, and the guy's coming in today. It should be around 1:00. He's bringing all kinds of parts and cables and tubes and stuff, and he's the one to design it and build it, so he'll get that thing operating, humming on all 8 cylinders by the time he leaves.
Sounds good.
Yeah. But like I said, this was one time that I'm going to read the clue outside of the regular time period, which is 7:10, 12:50, 3:06, and 5:50. That's when you can hear the clue. And then the 5 clues will be given out each week. And then on Friday, around 6:00, Jonathan will put those 5 clues on our website. And we do want to encourage you to go to our website, bigdogcountry.com, bigdogcountry.com. All the legal stuff on there, the rules and regulations and how to play and all that kind of good stuff's on there under the cash can giveaway. So it ought to be a lot of fun. But I do want people to hear that. What does all that mean? Well, there's things in there. It's just that once you put it all together like a piece of puzzle with these rhymes and riddles, you'll be able to figure out where it is. So doing a little bit different this time, trying to make it a little more exciting, a little more fun, a little more, I would say, I wouldn't say more difficult, but more fun, trying to figure all that out. We did just get a text in here, Bob, from someone. If you do have questions or comments, you can always text us at our regular business line at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. Somebody wants to know what's happened with the situation in court with the person involved with the cruise money from last year at Wayne County High School.
I told you the plea has been pushed back to May 22nd.
All right. The plea has been pushed back to May 22nd for the first person who just called in. So on May 22nd, if everything goes as planned, there'll be a plea bargain made there at the courthouse. Okay? So that answered their question. And that's good. So once again, folks, if you have questions or comments, you can always text those in at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. Man, that was an exciting Braves game yesterday. Let me tell you, the Braves had a chance to score some. The Diamondbacks really had a chance to score some. They had a bases loaded one time, and we got them out. And it was a heck of a series for the Braves, where the Dodgers tore them up. They pretty much tore up the Diamondbacks, taking 3-1, and the Braves back to 500 now. And they're taking today off, and we'll be back in action starting at SunTrust Park tomorrow night, taking on St. Louis.
They're actually a game above 500. They're 21 and 20.
One game above 500.
21 and 20.
Good. Are you reading a book over there,
No,
Bob?
I'm checking. I've been watching American Idol, so
You're over there checking stuff on American Idol. We're sitting here trying to talk a show.
I was just going to talk about the show. They had
Oh.
they're down to the finals, so I didn't know if anybody out there is interested. But I think it's pretty obvious that this Alejandro guy is going to win because he's head and shoulders above everybody else.
Oh, is he?
They're down to the final three.
Yeah,
But
pop singer, rock singer, what?
he just does
Country singer, rap singer. What is he?
He sings a lot of variety of things, but he sings his own songs.
Oh, he writes his own songs.
He writes his own songs, so he's been performing mainly his own stuff. So
wow,
I think he's going to win it. The finals is next Sunday night, but they had the semifinals is Sunday night. They had 5 and got it down to 3, so it's entertaining. They did Elton John songs last night. So
okay.
It's
American Idol's on the air now.
It's still on the air. They got Lionel Richie, Luke Bryan, and Katy Perry as the judges.
I didn't. I don't have that. I hadn't seen American Idol in years.
Been on every year.
I know, but I don't have up until recently. I didn't have any television for the last few years. I had a TV, but I used DVDs to watch movies. But I guess a couple of months ago, I purchased a smart television, and I used my tablet to Wi-Fi to it, and I can watch stuff like there's a lot of free things, and then there's like Netflix and those other type things.
Everybody's in Netflix now.
Yeah.
I don't have Netflix, but everybody I talk to is Netflix and everything.
Yeah. Well, really, what I'm doing with Netflix, the movies on there, I'm just, they're okay. I haven't got into any of the original Netflix series, but I have really enjoyed watching reruns of NCIS, Frasier, Cheers, and stuff like that. I like the documentaries, nature documentaries, or historical stuff. I've been watching the World War II series they did that's in color, and different destinations around the world, things of that sort.
The big story. Everybody keeps talking about Game of Thrones. That's all I hear about on these talk shows. But I've
heard about it, but I've never seen games.
Apparently, they're down to the last couple shows of that. I think the finals next Sunday. So, but if you listen to Clay Travis, that's all they talk about every Monday. Every Monday morning, they give you the full rundown of Game of Thrones. So, but I've never seen Game of Thrones, but I know a lot of people are into it. A lot of people watch it, talk about it. So, I had to do that one day. Just have a marathon Game of Thrones.
And that's what I've been doing with NCIS.
Talking about.
Since I've had Netflix, I've gone from the very first season, all the way to season, I think it's 11 now, 13, I think. Let's see, whatever. This is the one where I watched the one where Ziva left, and then she was in like the first 3 series. This is the 2013 year, 2013, 2014. She was like 3 of the first of 2013. And then left, and now the one I just watched last night is the one where the new young girl comes on, and so been enjoying that.
What about the Blacklist?
I have no idea what the Blacklist is.
That season finale is this coming Friday night.
Yeah,
that's a good show. So
okay, never heard of it.
It's a good show.
Never heard of it. Don't know anything about it, Bob. Like I said, for years now, I have not had a regular television series that I watched.
It's a good show.
Okay. Okay, if you say so.
Good NBA basketball games yesterday. That was fun to watch.
Now, who's playing right now in the NBA playoff?
I was down to the finals. That was the semifinals in the conference. Portland defeated Denver in Game 7, and Toronto beat 76ers in Game 7. And Kawhi Leonard's shot went in at the buzzer, kind of just ricocheted. It hit the rim, bounced up, came down, hit the rim again, bounced again. It took about 4 bounces before it finally fell. It was a great shot. Great way to end the game.
So who's playing who next?
So now it's Portland and Golden State in the Western Conference Finals, and Milwaukee and Toronto in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Milwaukee and who?
Toronto.
Milwaukee and Toronto.
Golden State's going to win it. I mean, that's it.
Do they have any of their superstars hurt right now at Golden State?
Yeah, Kevin Durant still
Yeah,
on
is
the
he
shelf.
still hurt? Yeah.
They're not saying if he's coming back or not. I'm sure he's coming back. So, but they're not sure he's going to play the first 2 games at home or not. So, but the big story is he's supposed to go to New York at the end of the season, but they're trying to woo him to stay. So that's going to be an interesting off season.
Okay.
The Lakers still a mess.
They're a mess. They're a dysfunctional family there in
They
LA.
got their coach, but they got Jason Kidd as the assistant coach, and they say he's going to eventually be the coach. So, I don't know what's going on in Los Angeles.
Well, you got
I love the conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory, they're trying to make it up so bad they want LeBron to leave on his own. They want LeBron to come in and demand a trade so they can just say, well, he asked to leave, so we didn't really kick him out. So
okay.
It'll be interesting to see how all that plays out.
Why does LeBron plays at Cleveland and wins? He goes down to Miami and he plays and wins. What's happened in LA where they didn't put any, I guess, the players around them, and they're not really wanting to do it for next year? I mean, I don't understand the management of the Lakers.
LeBron brought this on himself. Though midway through the season, he wanted to trade half the team for Anthony Davis, and it didn't work out. So all those guys that are playing with him realized he didn't want to play with them, so they were like, well, we don't want to play with you.
Oh, okay. So, I'm taking my ball, going home and tell Mama.
He kind of brought that on himself. So when then Magic bailed.
Yeah, Magic bailed. He couldn't stand the.
Everybody says Magic's not a big LeBron fan, so I don't know what the real story is. All that's still to be told, I guess, because Magic isn't saying anything. But
makes for a good TV
that's
movie.
Speculation. It's good drama out there. It's just sad to see a franchise that.
They're like the Cowboys of football. They're the Lakers of the Cowboys of basketball.
All those banners, all those Hollywood stars, and they got a bad team right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's going to get any better anytime soon because they can't seem to find the answer. Who's going to go play with LeBron? So.
Okay. Somebody just texted in here to WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show for this Monday morning, 13th day of May. Update us on J.C. Landing and Lake Grace. What's the latest words on those two water bodies?
In what regard?
I guess J.C. Landing, I guess the decision there is what's going to happen in terms of the store down there, the bait shop, and the landing and all that.
All that's supposed to be discussed in a call meeting this coming Friday. Like I said,
a call meeting this coming Friday.
They haven't been able to work out the contract. They agreed on who they want to give the contract to, but the two people that they were there with all kinds of questions Monday night about the contract. Yeah. So,
well, they want to put. I understand they want to put a lot of investment into facilities and things there, so they need the insurance of more than a year contract. But then the county say we can't go by law more into a year contract. So it's one of those catch-22 things, isn't it?
Well, the county attorney, Andy Beaver, made it clear that you can't give more than a 1-year contract. That's law. So they can renew annually every year, but you can't give more than a 1-year contract.
Well, you think that they would continue to renew because, these are two great guys, and you would figure that it would just operate smoothly.
I'm glad they're going to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's what the thing is. But there are all kinds of other questions about events and things like that.
All that kind of stuff. Okay.
I mean, it's just
a lot of stuff.
Sound like a lot of legal. There's so much to be discussed that they decided to push it to a call meeting this coming Friday. So, Lake Grace, I don't have any update on Lake Grace.
Yeah, what's going on with Lake Grace? What they ask about that? Are they doing any? I don't know, any updates or new stuff. I hadn't heard anything on news about Lake Grace. Have you? Of course, you read it, so you'd hear it.
I have no update on Lake Grace.
Okay. I've never been to one of those boat shows out there. Have you ever been to one of those boat shows? They had one about a month or so ago.
I've never been.
No, they say they're quite popular out there, but I've never been to one out there. So don't know any update on what's going on at Lake Grace or anything of that sort. It was interesting to hear of the golf pro when he was here the other day. He just built a small cabin out there because he likes hunting and fishing. So his weekend getaways are coming to Lake Grace. And our weekend getaways are going to the beach because he lives on St. Simons. Everybody just wants a different scenery. my half sister that lives in just outside of Seattle for Mother's Day. Her two daughters out there. We're going to take her to, and because she hasn't done this yet, to go to Mount St. Helen where they had the volcano. What was it, the 80s when that blew? Mount St. Helen, was it the 80s, late 70s? But they said that you can see all the trees still down out there, dead as a doornail, and they have all kinds of other stuff and interactive stuff and things that you can do there to understand the magnitude of that volcano when it went off, whenever it did, eons ago. And so they were going to just take a day trip. And she's going to send me pictures. And so you got a meeting to go to for the county this week, right?
It's supposed to be a call meeting Friday. I haven't seen the agenda yet, though. I mean, that was the discussion last Monday. You know, said they had 3 items on their agenda they could not get an agreement on. You know, the curious one I'm looking for is the amended budget. You know, something that seems so simple to do. You know, it's been tabled now twice because commissioners have questions about what's being done with the budget. So I'm curious to see what all that's about. So
okay. So where's the money being spent on, huh?
Apparently no one has answers. There's been a lot of questions asked, but no answers been provided. So they pushed that back to this Friday as well. But I haven't seen the agenda officially out, but that's what they said at their last Monday meeting. They had that. They had the JC landing contract,
right.
And they had another liquidated piece of property they wanted to get rid of, but they wanted to know what the back tax on that piece of property was before they sent it out for a sealed bid. So those 3 items are supposed to be pushed to a special call meeting this Friday, but I haven't seen the agenda yet. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it'll come out this week, but it's supposed to take place at 9 o'clock this Friday, special call meeting with the county commissioners to address those 3 issues: the amended budget, the contract with JC Landing, and the piece of property. So we'll wait and see for the agenda. School board meets tomorrow. They've got budget discussions and a lengthy work session. So that meeting's set for tomorrow at the Tech Center.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's all going on.
That's all that's going on. But we got the scrimmage game on Friday.
This Friday.
And it's going to be over in Douglas?
Over at Coffee County. Should be fun.
Do you ever keep up with the royal family any, Bob, from England? You know,
I know she had
Harry and Meghan's baby is named Archie.
I don't care nothing about the
You
family.
don't keep up with the royal family? Oh.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Doesn't do anything for you, huh?
Could care less.
Oh, boy. Nothing in the royal family, just...
No interest whatsoever.
Well, Bob. But Archie, that is a...
I heard they named it Archie after Archie Bunker. I don't know if that's true. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I can tell you don't keep up with him.
That's what I heard. That's the story I heard.
That's the story you heard, and you're sticking to it, right?
I heard she was a big fan of Archie Bunker, and so that's what she was. It was either that or Meathead, and they said they wanted Archie instead. So.
They say Archie or Meathead.
They decided on Archie.
You know, the thing about it is All in the Family. You know, it pushed the boundaries back then. I mean, that was the first show on television where you ever heard a toilet flush. Okay? Ever. And that was, 71, 72, somewhere along in there when All in the Family came on. But the thing about it, as much as they pushed the boundaries back then, and it was a very popular show, funny as I don't know what, Archie Bunker was, and the thing about it is he played a character. Carol O'Connor played a character that was totally opposite of him. Okay? Opposite. All right? Archie Bunker was diehard conservative and very, he had strong opinions on, different things and work ethic and drugs. He just, just one of those guys like that. But in the real life, Carol O'Connor was more liberal, more open-minded about stuff. He played a character that was totally opposite who he was. But as much as they pushed the envelope back then, that show could not be made today because of our political correctness society we live in today, where you're not supposed to offend anybody in any type of way, and your right to free speech in our First Amendment, it is taken away if you offend somebody, which, is, I don't know where, that's the way a lot of folks feel. They just, I know I've heard a lot of comedians say that it's difficult sometimes to write material because if you say something that's going to offend somebody, next thing you know, it goes viral and you're being, lambasted by all these folks.
And George Jefferson was his neighbor. Then the Jeffersons.
The Jefferson
was a spinoff that turned into a very popular show as well.
Yeah, George Jefferson was hilarious. Moving on up to the east side.
He was hysterical.
To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Those were great shows. But I said,
George Jefferson was
nowadays with the politically correct society, you never see shows like that. But those were great shows back then.
They couldn't put those shows on today because and see, the thing about it is when you had the Mary Tyler, not Mary Tyler, the Dick Van Dyke Show back in the early '60s. Even when they showed their bedroom, they had 2 twin beds with a nightstand between them. Okay, you didn't see one bed for a married couple in TV shows in the 50s and up until the late 60s. But that just shows you how much All the Family and those shows from back then pushed the envelope, and the Jeffersons and so forth. As much as they did, you couldn't air them today because of political correctness. Heaven forbid you say anything that's going to offend anybody in any type of way. And all these people, the famous people, have the Twitter accounts and all that kind of stuff. They can say something, and then next thing you know, a few hundred people can lambaste them, and next thing you know, they're being crushed by something just because they had an opinion on something that someone didn't agree with. Everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame on the internet now, which when things go viral, that's people's 15 minutes of fame. If they can create something that go viral. Have you talked to folks like that know people are doing themselves trying to do something online in some sort of way that'll go viral? I know that are trying to go viral, that would be their ultimate high, is to get something that they've put on social media that would go viral, which means it go nationwide, and a lot of people are making comments on it.
Yeah, I don't do social media.
I don't do social media either, okay? But there's a lot of people's goals out there is to create something that'll go viral. They want their 15 minutes of fame. But, you and I don't have social media, and I have no desire to ever have it. Well, Bob, we have happened to fill up 30 minutes with the time with really talking about hardly anything.
There you go. Ken Crew will be here tomorrow. Talk about scrimmage on Friday.
Coach Ken Cribb will be here tomorrow. All right. WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by the Wolf Animal Hospital, located on West Cherry Street and under construction. There's a new building out there on West Cherry Street. And also brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, located in downtown Jesup, on Northeast Broad Street, by the Women's Health Center in downtown Jesup on Cherry at Broad Street. And also brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Flagship.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.